Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Rivers to throw it. Caught left side, Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Running on first down, Eckler. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Now on second and 13. Rivers. And right side, Henry's got it. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Hey, Mike 7.
Squeeze, doubles up. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Watch the car. Watch
180. Hey, 2.
47's the Mike. Get that.
On third and 1, here's Rivers. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Cameron Jordan coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up fourth. And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on fourth down here.
Hey, 79. 79. Hey, wahoo.
27 Mike. 27 Mike. Mike 27. You ain't got nothing.
Now Rivers on fourth down. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's first and goal.
Check safety. Check safety. Check 43.
Load it. Load it. Wait, 89.
Now a toss play to Eckler. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Second and goal from the run. On the sneak, Rivers. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? Third and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down.
It's now fourth down and goal.
They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on fourth down. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. Fourth and goal.
Red. Hey, let's go.
3 ball. 47's the Mike. 47's the Mike.
Rivers to throw for it on fourth. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. The intended receiver there, Allen. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, if you bring your tight end over there. Either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
The tackle volunteer
You got
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Stick guys, stick guys.
On second down, Kamara. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. On third down, Bridgewater. Cook's got it. Touchdown, Saints. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Hey, Haywood.
Check Mike 47, check Mike.
Throwing, Rivers. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Load it. Load it. Go. Behind.
Throwing on second and long. Rivers, he'll get this to Eckler. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Second 90. Front 80. Shoot. 154.
Mike 47. Mike.
Hey, Delta.
I got you. 47's the Mike. 47's the...
Hey, Delta. Hey.
Third and long for Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A give to Kamara running right. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Play fake. Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And Cook has it left side. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Bridgewater on 1st down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas there to make the grab. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw, Rivers. Out left side here to Bryant. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, 66 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
To throw is Bridgewater. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. 3rd and long for Bridgewater. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
Ah, you're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski
different
was an
things for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many syllables. Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The Charger drive about to get going.
You. Keep it skinny. Boy. Hey. You got motion out right there.
4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
I can't believe they let you play.
Back to it after the pick 6. Rivers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
So I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Got him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth. And he's miles away and smile. Kiss him goodbye, Travis Benjamin. The 20, 10, touchdown, LA. Travis Benjamin. An 80-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they designed every play to score. I don't know how true that is. They had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play action now. Bridgewater. He'll let this go for the end zone. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Going deep for Benjamin. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A 10th carry for Kamara. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Let's go! The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Set
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you.
Hey, go orange. Orange. Hey, white, 80 behind.
Rivers to throw this time. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Big hit. All day. Sack City. Sack City.
The Chargers on third down, 2 for 5. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated. Ready to go for the The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it'll bring up third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
They go for just one here as it's up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Now Kamara. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They run. It's Kamara. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Murray. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Not today, you are. Not today. Slam.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he's going to go down again. Uchenna Nwosu in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Here's Bridgewater. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. His throw caught at about the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 28 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. After the sack on 1st down, Rivers, Bryant with a catch right side.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. Here we go. Here we go.
On 4th down, they snap it to Rivers. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 42. And this return's going to go backwards about 8 yards, but the interception is good, and they have the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
5'2" is the mic. Mike 5'2", Mike 5'2". Hey, watch this, watch this.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Flush to his right. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. Rivers. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one. Hence
fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
11 yards on the pickup.
Check that.
On third down, here's Kamara. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
I'm going to run you over.
Hey, exit.
Mike 47.
Hey, check.
Rivers on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10.
Bravo.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Let's make
Delta.
Let's make these babies cry.
To throw again. Rivers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Load it. Alpha! Hey, high 7.
Choose the mic. Exit.
Now Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Hey, Mike 52.
The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
180. Hey, wahoo!
52, Mike 52. All day, just like that.
Rivers again. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Hey, 79.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Hey, echo.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
Throwing again. Rivers. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Marcus Davenport. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Throwing on 3rd and long. Rivers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
We want it. White. Hey, Haywood.
47. Check, 47.
White, 89.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by a former 1st-round pick, Patrick Robinson. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to Murray on 1st down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Dodges him at the 50. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They run with Murray. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right.
Toss play, Kamara, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So they lost yardage, and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for L.A. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Chargers will get the football at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. To throw is Rivers. Now a desperation throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They go with Murray again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The penalty helps a bit, but still 8 yards to go on 3rd down for this offense. And the Lombardi Trophy is headed back to the Bayou. The New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.